everyone, I'm from group 1. So today we are going to discuss the topic about plant factory with hydroponic system. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Kelvin Aulia and my team.
Hello, my name is Karina Fisya Putri. You can call me Karin.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Bagus Hermawan. You can call me Bagus.
Hello everyone, my name is Sertian Faiz Samsami. You can call me Faiz.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Zifan Radina and you can call me Z.
Hydroponic system is a method of growing plant without soil using a nutrient-rich water solution. It allows precise to control of nutrients, faster plant growth, and efficient water use. This system is built for limited space and area with poor soil.
A plant factory is an indoor farming facility where environmental factors like light, temperature, and humidity are fully controlled. It often uses hydroponics to produce consistent, high-quality crops year-round. This system ensures stable production with high efficiency. This is your brief explanation. We will discuss it further and soon.
Good evening everyone, I hope all of us are feeling great tonight. My name is Muhammad Zifan Radina and I'll be your moderator for our interview session. Before we begin, let's give a warm welcome to our speaker tonight, Kak Setiaki Arumanandi. We're really excited to have Kak Yaki with us because tonight's discussion on factory plant with hydroponic system will surely be more meaningful with his insight. Our group has prepared several questions and I'll be guiding the flow so everything runs smoothly. So let's enjoy the session together and start right away. For the first question, it will be asked by Bagus. Bagus, you may start, and for Kak Setiaki, you may answer afterward.
Oke, terima kasih for the time. For Kak Setiaki, why is the hydroponic system considered more efficient than traditional farming?
Okay, thank you for the question. I don't think I need to introduce myself again. I think hydroponic can be more efficient in a few ways. The first one is about the space, of course, because by using hydroponic, we can use a lot less space compared to traditional farming, because we're not using any lands, or we're not using any soil. As the name suggests, hydroponic means we are using water as our place to plant to grow our plants. So it will be more efficient in terms of the space, especially if we're talking about vertical farming. Because vertical farming, if we are using traditional soil, like how we used to plant, it will be very hard to maintain, and also I don't think it will be very sustainable as well, because if we are planting using soil on a vertical farming, then I think the plants that we are growing will not grow very well, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's the first one. And for the second one, I'm not sure if it's a fact or not, but I've heard that hydroponic is actually cheaper compared to traditional farming, because for hydroponic they usually only need less fertilizers compared to traditional. Especially if we are combining it with the smart farming system, where we are able to determine, for example, this plant needs a certain amount of fertilizer, and then that one needs a certain amount of fertilizer. So we can determine the exact needs of each plant of the fertilizer, and then we can give them that exact amount. So we don't waste any fertilizer compared to the traditional methods. So I think those two factors are the one that makes hydroponics more efficient compared to traditional farming, in my opinion.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you very much for the explaining.
Alright, thank you. Bagus for the question and thank you for the answer, Kak Setiaki. We will now continue with the second question from Calvin. Calvin, please go ahead and for Kak Setiaki, you may answer afterward.
Okay, thank you. So the question is, what are the main benefits of the system for farmer and consumer?
Okay, I think one of the main benefits, as the one that I have explained before, is the efficiency. In terms of space and also the usage of the fertilizer, I think it will be more efficient if we are using hydroponic system compared to the traditional farming, and then with that efficiency, I think will be cheaper as well for the farmers to grow their plants on a hydroponic system compared to the traditional one. And also, as for the consumers, I think I don't really know what's the price of hydroponic vegetables on the market, but I think it will be a bit more expensive if I'm mistaken. But on the other hand, the amount of fertilizer is not as high as the one that they use on the traditional farming. So I think hydroponic vegetables will be more healthier compared to the traditional one. So I think that will be one of the benefits for the customer. But I think for hydroponic, and also for the farmer, one of the main benefits of hydroponic is that we can harvest them a lot faster compared to the traditional one. If I'm mistaken, I think for hydroponic we can grow them for around, it depends on the commodity actually, but most of them can be around 3 weeks until 2 months, I think. While if we compare it to, for example, traditional farming, it can take up to 3 months. So yeah, since other than cheaper, it is also faster as well for the farmer if we grow the plants using the hydroponic system. So yeah, I think that will be my answer.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you for the explaining.
Alright, thank you Calvin for the question and thank you for the explanation, Kak Setiaki. Next, the third question will also be asked by Bagus. Bagus, you may continue, and for Kak Setiaki, you may answer after.
Okay. Kak Setiaki, what challenges usually arise in implementing a plant factory with hydroponics?
Okay, I think one of the hardest part of doing hydroponic system is the setup, because unlike the traditional farming where you only need soil and also the seeds, for hydroponics you will need several things such as the pipe, and then also the water as well, and then also the sponge as the medium for the plants to grow, and then also the nutrients as well. And then what else? If you're using a greenhouse, then also you need to build the greenhouse as well. And then if you also want to implement smart farming, then you also need some smart farming component as well, such as the controller and also the actuator, a sensor, and so on. So at first it might be more expensive compared to traditional farming, but on the long run, I think it will become cheaper because the return of investment is higher for the hydroponic compared to the traditional farming. But yeah, I think if we're talking about the challenges of hydroponic farming, then I think the setup will be one of the main challenges. And not all people can do hydroponic, so they need to learn how to do it first. Unlike traditional farming, where most people knew how to do traditional farming, they just plant the seed and then the seed will grow if we take care of them. But hydroponic is also harder to maintain, because especially if it's not a smart one, if it's not using the smart farming system, then we need to manually input the nutrients in a certain amount of time, and then we also need to monitor them, because if I'm not mistaken, hydroponic plants are also more prone to diseases. So yeah, I think those are the challenges for hydroponic farming.
Okay, I understand it now. Thank you for the very informative explanation.
Thank you, Bagus, for raising that point, and thank you for the great answer, Kak Setyaki. It's easy to understand what the main point is. For the fourth question, it will be delivered by Calvin. Calvin, you may process, and for Kak Setyaki, you may answer afterward.
Okay, thank you. So for the fourth question is, how can this technology support food security in the future?
Okay, if we're talking about food security, then I guess we're going to have to talk about food demands as well, because right now, especially in Indonesia, in the year 2050, if I'm not mistaken, Indonesians' population it will be projected to grow until 350 million, if I'm not mistaken. And by growing population means growing food demands. So yeah, food security will be very important in the future, and I think hydroponic will be one of the main weapons to solve that problem, because as I've said before, hydroponic is more efficient, and also it is faster to harvest as well compared to traditional farming. And also if we compare to traditional farming, then in the same amount of time, hydroponic will produce more food compared to traditional farming. So I think hydroponic will be one of the main solution to solve the food security problem, especially if we combine it with smart farming system. And then if we implement it in a plant factory, then I think it will be better as well.
Okay, I see. That's very interesting. Thank you for the explanation.
Okay, thank you, Calvin, for the question, and thank you for your another clear explanation, Kak Setyaki. And for our final question, it will be asked by Faiz. Faiz, the time is yours, and Kak Setyaki, you may answer after.
Okay, thank you. How does the use of environmental control system, such as lighting, temperature, and humidity regulation, influence the overall performance of a hydroponic plant factory?
Okay, so we're talking about climate control, right? So plants inside the hydroponic system, they need a certain amount of climate requirements. For example, let's see. For example, plant A, they need 25 degrees Celsius to grow, and then they also need a certain amount of humidity, and they also need a certain amount of lightning, for example, maybe 70% or 90%. So it all depends on what plants are we growing, because each plant, they have a different amount of climate requirement. So yeah, I think it will be very how do you call it? I think it will affect the plants very much if we're controlling the climate, especially if we can give the plants what they want. For example, as I said before, if plant A needs 25 degrees to grow, then we give 25 degrees Celsius for them to grow. If they only need 70% of light, then we're going to give them only 70%, so not 100%. So they can grow perfectly and faster if we compare it to traditional farming. So yeah, that's the answer.
Okay, thank you for very informative explanation.
Okay, thank you, Faiz, for our question session, and thank you for the answer, Kak Setyaki. And that brings us to the end of our interview session tonight. Thank you all my teammates for presenting their question, and thank you to Kak Setyaki for sharing your explanation with us. We hope this session has helped us understand the topic better. And thank you so much, Kak Setyaki, for your time and sharing such valuable thing insight with us. Truly, I appreciate your willingness to guide and support our learning tonight. Everyone say thank you to Kak Setiaki.
Thank you, Kak Setiaki.
Thank you, Kak
Thank
Setiaki.
you,
Okay,
Kak.
thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.